guys, and welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. You guys know what you have to do. Make sure you smash that like. Let's aim for 200 today. I'm feeling in a good mood. Now, the reason why I brought you all here today is Tottenham have just officially announced the signing of James Maddison from Leicester City for a fee of 40 million plus add-ons that are performance and achievement sort of related. Now, he has signed on a 5-year contract until 2028 on around 170k a week is the reported fee for his wages. For me, I think this is actually a huge signing for Tottenham. Dare I say it, a statement of intent. You know, creative midfielder or someone in that midfield with sort of attributes like James Maddison that can assist with goals and assists and sort of unlock that door, a bit like what Modric used to do, Christian Eriksen used to do. We haven't had that since we actually saw Christian Eriksen to Inter Milan. So not only are we addressing a problem area in the squad, but we're doing it with a player that is in his prime and statistically one of the best in the league. Now, I can't remember the last time Tottenham have done something like that. Maybe Toby Alderweireld after that good loan season he had at Southampton, or dare I go back as far as someone like Rafael van der Vaart, if you want to talk sort of similar positions and stuff like that. So I do think this is a serious statement of intent by Tottenham Hotspur. Now, also, you know, we get on the club's back about maybe players coming in that we haven't properly scouted, this, that, and the other. Well, we can't really say that with someone like James Maddison because, you know, Tottenham have there's been registered interest out there since his days at Coventry City. Now, unfortunately, in 2016, we missed the boat. We didn't pull the trigger on it for whatever reason, and he ended up going to Norwich City. And then again, 2 years later, when there was talks of him leaving Norwich, we were interested again in 2018, but he ended up going to Leicester for 20 million. So this is a player that we have tracked, that we have scouted, and one that nobody, including the great Danny Rose, has to Google, which is an absolute plus. Now, let's talk about the price for a minute. I mean, look, I'll be honest, when I first saw the rumors linked to James Maddison, I didn't really get too excited or hyped by them because ultimately I thought we'd be priced out. I thought James Maddison would probably command a fee of around 60 to 80 million, even with 1 year left on his contract. So to get him for 40 million and get 10 million back in the other way, with Harry Winks going the other way, I think is an absolute brilliant piece of business by Tottenham. So that is effectively James Maddison for about 30 million euros. Now, look, I know the club have given us every sort of reason to grate on them over the last few years, but this time I do think they deserve a bit of credit for this. And I stress, you know, they have a lot more work to do, but I do think this is a signing that many fans will get on board with, that many fans will look at and say, do you know what? Maybe we are looking to maybe do things a bit differently this time. So, you know, I do think the club probably deserves a little bit of praise in that regard. If we're like, I have no problem criticizing, everybody knows that, but I'm a believer in praise where praise is due. So I do think they deserve a bit on this one. Now, look, James Maddison, what sort of player are we getting? I'm going to start with, you know, he obviously scored 10 goals and 9 assists in a team that got relegated. But listen to some of these stats. They're absolute corkers and sort of highlights what he's going to add to Tottenham. Over the last 2 seasons, only Kevin De Bruyne has more goals and assists as an attacking midfielder in the Premier League than James Maddison. De Bruyne has 46 goals and assists. James Maddison has 39 goals and assists. James Maddison has even more than that cheap cleaning product down the road, Martin Odegaard, who only has 33 goals and assists, and then Bruno Fernandes, who we famously missed out on and went to Man United, 32 goals and assists. So James Maddison, as an attacking midfielder, his output is up there with the best. And I'm pretty sure if any of them names were sort of linked with Tottenham, we'd snap people's hands off for them. So it puts him in with that elite, and at 30 million euros, it's an absolute bargain. Also, another corker of a stat here for you guys. Since his arrival at Leicester from Norwich in 2018, only 2 players, Kevin De Bruyne and Trent Alexander-Arnold, have created more chances in the Premier League. And also, listen to this one. Only 3 players since 2018, Mohamed Salah, Harry Kane, and Heung-min Son have had more shots on goal than James Maddison. So Maddison will add spark, creativity to a Spurs attack that's already boasting Harry Kane right now, Sonny, Richarlison, and Dejan Kulusevski. But the stats about the shot is the one that it really excites me, especially if we keep someone like Harry Kane, because then you're saying since 2018, we have 3 of the 4 top players in the league with the most shots on goal. So that would absolutely excite me. I mean, we would be absolutely saucing up front. I mean, if we kept Harry Kane, but also imagine if we could add Kulu to that mix, and we got the Kulusevski that we signed in the January transfer window until the end of the season before last. I mean, we would be absolutely saucing. For me, I would go as far as saying I think on our day we would compare to the best in the league at that point. Bringing in someone like James Maddison to help these guys, I think it definitely elevates our attack, and on any given day, I think it would be comparable to the other top teams in the league. Now, this could be also really good for England as well. Maddison has always sort of been on the periphery of Southgate's squad, and with the Euros coming up at the end of this season in Germany next summer, if Maddison can come in and hit the ground running and strike up that partnership with Harry Kane and start feeding him with shots and chances, and Harry Kane converts them to goals, that automatically catapults Maddison into Gareth Southgate's squad. But not only Gareth Southgate's squad, but straight into the starting 11. You would have to, because one thing that England have been crying out for, and I think would make a real difference in sort of international competitions for England, is someone that has that creativity, someone that can provide Harry Kane with chances. Because too long are you looking at Harry Kane taking the ball in, sort of laying it off and providing others, the likes of Sterling, Saka, people like that. You add a new dimension, bring James Maddison in there. You can get Kane, just to stick to what he's good at. And that becomes, I think that puts you in with a real chance of that Euros if James Maddison could come to Tottenham and strike up that partnership. Now, in terms of Ange Postecoglou's system, we do know that Ange Postecoglou favours the 4-3-3 formation. And I think when you look at Maddison in that formation, it's probably going to be as, operating as one of the 8s in that side. Or he can play on the left or the right or either side of the striker as well. But even if he goes and reverts to, or pulls a surprise that no one is thinking and reverts to the 4-2-3-1 that he used at Australia when he was manager of the national team, Maddison can slot right in there as that can. So I don't think Maddison will have any sort of problem fitting in to the Ange Postecoglou system, regardless of what sort of system he plays. Now, last thing, I really hope that Maddison was brought in to sort of be a supporting cast to Harry Kane, if you like, because that really does excite me, especially with the stats that I've read out. And like I said, I think it elevates us to having one of the most dangerous attacks in the league. And I just hope that he wasn't brought in here to sort of replace what Kane adds to this Tottenham team currently, which is goals, assists, creativity, because for me, then it would sort of take some gloss off the signing. And I think most people agree with me out there that, signing Maddison and keeping Kane excites you a lot more than signing Maddison and selling Kane. But regardless, I do hope this is a signing that can sort of galvanise a bit of energy from the fans behind Ange Postecoglou and the boys. Obviously, we still have a lot more work to do, but with the stats I read out about the shots, Maddison, Son, Kane, and if you can get Kulu back to his best, you tighten up that back line. Who knows what this season holds in store for us? It's certainly going to be a roller coaster. And to join that roller coaster, welcome to Tottenham, James Maddison. I hope it works out for you, my man. Hopefully you can stay here and have a long, successful career and maybe help us to one of them FA Cups like you did with Leicester City. So welcome to Tottenham, James Maddison. As always, come on, you Spurs. In Ange Postecoglou, we trust.